Every morning, my mom wakes up, she goes and risks her life to educate the future leaders of America. When I say risk her life, you may think she's a cop, right? No, she's a teacher. It is sad that in 2018, I have to say she risks her life every day to go teach. However, that is the world that we live in. In today's society, almost anyone can purchase a gun. With gun laws not being strict at all, it allows almost anyone to be able to buy a gun, no matter what their behavioral or criminal history is. It is sad to have children have to have lockdown drills once a month. It is sad parents worry for their children's safety every morning they get on the bus. It is sad that such a beautiful career has turned into a common ground for massacres. Something needs a change. Instead of fearing for my mom's life every day, I want to be filled with joy knowing she is shaping the minds of young children. Instead of lawmakers imposing teachers should be provided with guns, shouldn't we carry out background checks to eliminate the sales of guns to the crazed, rather than providing more unsuited people with firearms? The following stories include information about suspects and how these massacres could have been avoided had there been proper background checks and more laws implemented when purchasing firearms. Columbine High School, Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. These are just some of the deadliest U.S. school shootings to date. Combined, over 60 young adults and students lost their lives in these 5 shootings. If that isn't a statistic which screams gun control now, then I don't know what is. How many innocent lives need to be lost before something changes in the requirements one needs to have when purchasing a gun? The problem with firearms does not lie within the fact guns are illegal. The problem lies within who is able to purchase the guns, in the fact that there are not stricter laws when purchasing a gun. I believe all of these shootings and massacres could have been avoided had there been more laws in place. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, who called themselves the Trenchcoat Mafia, fired upon their fellow students at Columbine High School, as well as using firebomb attacks to distract firefighters. It's largely thought that Harris and Klebold were targets for bullying, leading to the massacre. Both Harris and Klebold committed suicide in the attack. There were many signs which pointed to these young men being mentally unstable. Could further review of their home and school life been completed to determine if these young men should have purchased firearms? Yes. Was there a deeper look into these young men when they were purchasing firearms? No. Should anyone who is in high school be able to purchase firearms? No. There needs to be an age limit when it comes to purchasing firearms. If there was an age limit of 21, while like drinking, it would have been harder for these men to have access to purchasing guns, which may have resulted in one less mass school shooting. Finally, on February 14, 2018, teenager Nicholas Cruz opened fire at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School with a semi-automatic rifle. Cruz had been expelled earlier in the year. He took an Uber to campus in the morning, entered the school, and began shooting. Cruz concealed himself in the crowd fleeing the school, but was later arrested and taken into police custody. Cruz's motivation was not immediately clear, but there was a YouTuber by the name of Nicholas Cruz who reportedly posted a comment saying, "I'm going to be a professional school shooter," online. The issue with this case was the fact that authorities had been alerted to his behavior and yet nothing was done. Individuals called the FBI tip line saying they feared Nicholas would carry out an attack on their school using a gun. If the FBI had taken this call seriously, this attack would never have happened. To whoever sold Nicholas the gun, they should have looked into his activity online, because if they had seen he wrote he was going to be a professional school shooter, they would have not sold him the gun. Personality, behavior, and information about expulsions within school records should have also been looked at before selling Nicholas any type of firearms. Schools are supposed to be a safe place for students. Without gun laws, it is hard to make schools a safe zone. All of these massacres could have been prevented if there was any type of gun laws or background checks put into place. With these laws, we could have prevented the top 5 deadliest school shootings in the United States.